So last week I posted one video and someone was mentioning that they were struggling a little bit on learning the double haul without introducing slackline. And that made me think about something that's very commonly known on Sexy Loops, but probably we haven't really talked very much about on YouTube. And so one of the issues we have with these particularly with wire rings like recoils or snakes, is that if you have them directly down on the backcast, the line is now sliding all the way along the rod with all the friction that the rod gives. So I used to call it a competition trick, but to be honest, I've been fishing my rods like this for 25 years and more. And as you can see, if you look down that, can you see that? You can see that the rings are all offset to about 45 degrees, maybe even a bit more actually. These might be at about 60. And all my rods, I can show you that. Here, this is obviously, it's only worked for 4-piece rods. You can see from the line that the line is not running along the blank now. It is off to the side and it is just running along the rings. All right, so now somebody's going to say, well, what about the spine of the rod? And well, I haven't found it. I mean, with modern rods, you don't really notice it. And what are we dealing with the spine? Are we going through the plane of bending? And if it was a big difference, then we would never really be able to throw the loop off plane of the rod. Roll cast would be difficult. Imagine how to make the snake roll when it's all a big circular movement. So it's not really a big thing, but if you think it is a big thing, then don't do it. And you'll probably just have to take all the rings off and you'll have to re-wet them off at 45 or 60 degrees or whatever angle you want to place them off at. And I turn them out. What's that? That is anti-clockwise to me. I'm right-handed. If I was left-handed, I would turn them in. Yes, I use both hands, but I just keep it that way. I know quite a lot of guys who turn them in by 90. They do that in competition. I don't do that. I've tried it a few times. I have a problem with that because one weekend I managed to break 4 rods and 3 of them were turned in at 90, and that kind of put me off doing it. I don't know if that's why it happened, but it might have just been a coincidence that the first time I did it I broke 3 rods. But anyway, I don't do that anymore. I turn them out, and yeah, that means you're going to be hauling around the blank, but I'd rather do that than get through 3 rods a week doing it. So anyway, that's just one little tip. And the great thing is, if you're, there's so little friction on the rings now that it should be very easy to slip line on the backcast. You have to be able to shoot some line on the backcast if you're going to get your haul up without slack line. And so that to me has always been one of the fixes. And as I say, I just fish it like that and have done now for over 25 years. So have a go with that if you don't do it and tell me what you think.